Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV. And we are live for a new feature on this channel. This is called America Talks. With fellow Americans, you know what I'm saying to you? I went to New York and I thought, you know what, man, I seen the passion, I seen the love for football over there in America, man. So I thought, you know what, let's make an American style show. It could be wild, but listen, let's see what the crack is
Better
saying.
recruitment
You
than
know, some
United,
fellow, hey,
Said did better recruitment than United.
listen, man, we got the recruitment sorted. We just need to find out where people position where they play, and then we got this the five-a-side team right here, man. So yeah, man, big up to everybody who's watching right now. Make sure you like the video. I'm gonna let the brothers introduce themselves one by one. Let them know what you do, where you from, and yeah, man, we'll start off with you, bro. Cole.
What's up, y'all? My name is Cole or CK. I'm based in LA. Work in sport, work for the Lakers, and then also create content as well for football. So happy to be here. Big up Saeed for the invite, and good to meet all y'all.
Yeah, man, big up to you, man. Honestly, doing bits as well. Big up to you, bro. And we got man like Michael. We met in New York. What you saying, bro? You good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Obviously, of course, it's a great meeting you. By the way, that was a great guy to meet. The whole Big Six, and yeah, my name is Michael. I've been on here a couple of times, debate show and all that. Living in New York, obviously met Saeed. Work retail right now, do some football stuff on the side, and yeah, just excited to talk about many that of my fellow Americans, and of course Saeed.
Yeah, man. Big up to you, man. And Staffy, the main man. What you saying, bro? You good?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I mean, some people have seen me on this channel before, so I'm glad to be on the first show for the America Talks. Saeed is gonna take all the credit for it, but I have my own version of the story. This guy came to
Yeah.
America. He said, "Staffy, how do we make Saeed TV bigger?" And I said, "Saeed, don't worry, bro. I got the idea for you. We're gonna just put a bunch of Americans on a show, and we're gonna talk soccer. It's gonna piss a lot of
Soccer,
people
man.
off." And here's we are. Here we are. That's my version of the story, and I'm sticking to it. But thank you for having me, bro.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a pleasure, man. And we got man like Temmie. Temmie,
What's
what you saying, bro?
good?
You good?
What's good? What's good? Appreciate you inviting me on the show, y'all. What's good? My name is Temmie. I live in the DMV area, Maryland to be specific. I work in the tech industry, but when I'm not doing tech stuff, I talk football. So make sure to follow me on TikTok and Twitter. That's where I'm mainly at.
Yeah, man. Big up to you, man. We're gonna have Omar coming on shortly as well. He's based in New York as well. He'll be coming hopefully soon as well. Like I said, man, we got lots to talk about now. But the first topic I want to talk about is David De Gea. His contract is meant to be running out tonight, people. Tonight, officially, he shouldn't be a Manchester United player because he's not been given a new contract. But the latest is De Gea's contract is due to run out, but discussions remain open with with the long-serving keeper. Club confirms. So let's start with you, Cole, man. Where are you at in terms of David De Gea? Are you a big fan? Did you want him to stay? What's the lowdown with David De Gea with you, first and foremost?
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like for most United fans, he's been like the litmus test for your fandom. Like if you're De Gea in, you might be more on the casual side. If you're De Gea out, then maybe you're more on the progressive side. But for me, I definitely feel like De Gea has to go. In terms of the football that we want to be playing in the future and Eric Ten Hag's plan, just from the build up, it's basically impossible with him in goal, in my opinion. And I don't know. I just think the club should be more decisive in terms of we're getting rid of him or we're we're in talks. Like if his contract's running out, then just let it run out. Why are we back now in talks? Why are talks still open? Let's just make the decision. Hopefully it's out. We get Onana in, and that's that. But this club, man, it's just always like nothing's ever simple, you know. And I
Nope.
just hope we make the right decision this time.
Yeah. Big up my guy Omar. He's
Yeah,
just
of
coming now. Can you hear us, Omar?
course I can hear y'all. Can hear me or not?
Yeah, you
Yeah, we
can
can
hear
hear
you
you,
definitely,
bro.
man,
What's
definitely.
going on, boys? What's going on? It's a little late. I thought we was on. I thought you was gonna give me the heads up. Yo, we jumping in now. But New York time.
Yeah, no, no, sorry, man, sorry. Let them know
Time,
who
New York.
you are. We gave a little introduction, but let them know who you are
Yo,
and
it's
what's he saying.
your boy Oski from Footy Fanatics FC. We live from New York. Right now I'm in Canada though. But we on the show with the big boys over here. Appreciate you for having me.
Come on, man. It's all love, man. It's all love, man. That's what it's about, man. But yeah, you know what? let's stick with you, Omar. David De Gea situation is right now. He's he could be out of contract as tonight really. Where are you in terms of David De Gea? Contract, no contract? What are you saying?
Honestly, I think it's Cole, right? He said it best. Is I think we're Manchester United, and we should be at a time to make a decision on that prior. I don't think we should be waiting till June 1st to understand if you're still in and you're still not. As you see, teams like Arsenal pull, everybody's getting in their squad in before preseason. So it's like, what are we really doing right now? You know, is now that we have Champions League ball next season, we're trying to obviously compete for the title, hopefully compete for the title. Are we still gonna wait for David to give us the answer? Oh yeah, I want to be the keeper. I'll take the wage cut. You know, obviously we have Onana, and we see what Onana has been doing with Ajax moving to enter that Champions League final. Obviously, he was big in a couple of saves against City, which a lot of people are hyping up as the best City team, better than most treble team winnings, you know? So I think it's just time to, personally, I think as much as he was a big player for us, but I think it's time to move on. Just, he hasn't, as much as he comes big with saves, but there's a lot of times he's coming big with mistakes, you know? So it's not like he's consistent on both ends.
Yeah, facts, 100%, 100%. We got a super chat here from HK Music. Says, just watch Sevilla game back. This guy's got to go. We need a new keeper. We can't be doing this sentimental stuff. He's done for us, done well for us, and been paid well. Tell me, so it just begs the question though. What are we waiting for though? What it feels like we've got to wait till he comes back from a wedding. Like I don't understand. I don't get it.
Nah, I think they've made a decision. I'm gonna be real. I think he's gone. The decision was made when they put an offer on the table. He accepted it, and then they took it back. Like once you do that, you're telling somebody, bro, we don't want you, and he knows it. So I think the Onana talks have been heating up over the past like day or two. I think it's obvious that they're just doing it in the wrong way. I don't think they should be handling it the way they're handling it wrong. But I will be stunned if he was a Manchester United player in the next month. Like I think once they figure out the Onana thing, once they get the agreed fee and all that good stuff, I'm sure Ten Hag has already talked to him. Like he coached him in the past and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure Onana's going to be our keeper next season, which is a great thing. I love David De Gea as one of my favorite players over the past 10 years, but we just need a different profile of keeper. It's that simple. So I know it's weird right now, but honestly, the decision's been made. That's how I feel about it.
Oh my, you might have to come in and out. Apparently, there's an echo. Try come in and out, and then see if
Oh,
it's the echo goes.
you want me to leave? All right, I'll come right back in.
Yeah, come in and out. Come in and out. It might be an echo.
I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, Staffy, what are you saying, man? Do you think there's what's going on? Because it's getting a bit messy now. You know what I mean? Like, is he going? Is he not going? You seeing the hush? You seeing the like? I just feel like for me, it's dragged on now. Like we need to like the way Man United have handled it. It's an absolute joke, though. When you deep it.
I think there's so many ways to look at this site, and it really depends on who you are. Like, are you a glass half full or a glass half empty person? Because when you look at the whole mess, okay, we can all here agree it was a mess. I don't think anyone would say otherwise. However, why was this mess happening to begin with? Now, this guy was offered a contract, reduced contract. If you remember, even 2 months ago, they were talking about a new offer. But there was a lot of rumors coming out that it's like more of a 2 year where he's going to be the backup, only 200K. And a lot of us were like, oh, Saeed just dropped off. But a lot of us were like, all right, basically that's just showing that the manager wants to get a new goalkeeper. The 200K is still a lot, but you would think he still wants a new goalkeeper. And now here we come. It's the summer. We're heavily linked with Onana. And then you hear that there was a U-turn with the contract where Ten Hag was like, wait, hold up. I did give him this contract offer. However, I see the performances dropped massively in the last two months. You talk about the West Ham game where he let it in, the Sevilla game where he made the mess, him and Maguire, the FA Cup final, giving the ball away a lot. You can argue he could have saved that second goal. So I'm saying Ten Hag looked at it. He was like, listen, I did offer him a new contract, but I need a new performance review because I don't think now he's worth that 200K. So the thing for me, though, I just want us to get a definitive answer where, like, listen, you're not good enough. We're not even going to keep you on a reduced wage because if you're not good enough, you're not good enough, And if he does see there's any quality in him, then there should have been no reason to withdraw the contract and give him a new one. We could do what Pep does. Pep had what's his name, Stefan or whatever, sold him, and that got Ortega this season. He always gets these goalkeepers that he doesn't know, but he knows they're like good backups. Why do we need to keep De Gea around if we know he's not going to be a proper backup to how Onana plays? Because they're polar opposites.
Yeah, facts, 100%, man. Longhead, yeah, he says if De Gea leaves, do we still get Henderson? Big up. I think Michael, it'll be Onana. Obviously, we'll talk about Onana in a bit, but where are you in terms of the De Gea situation? Obviously, if he does get a new contract, if he doesn't, you know what I mean, the way they've handled it, not even giving a proper send off. Like, you don't even, let's be honest, man. I know, people say he's not a club legend, but he's not even given a proper send off. He's been a good servant to the football club. To leave it on like this will be very, very bad. We do this a lot with our kind of players like this, man. It's not great, innit? I don't know. What are you thinking? Are you kind of just more ruthless? Like, listen, it is what it is.
To be fair, I do have a bottle of champagne ready for when he leaves the football club in what is it, an hour and 16 minutes, 17 minutes. Let's just say that. I've been praying for this.
Boy,
You went on mute.
Boy always negative. Boy
You
always
know,
negative.
He said a bottle of champagne.
his mic
That's
didn't like that
crazy, man.
bullshit.
Yeah, he's always the
Nah,
biggest
you can't be
negative
celebrating,
Man
man.
United.
I think for
He
me,
was
the
too excited.
celebration is a bit mad. You can't be
That's crazy.
celebrating David
Ain't
Hay
good
leaving.
He's a legend.
Speak
bro.
Speak for
Come
yourself.
on,
Speak
man.
for yourself, Saeed.
See that the hit cut off on mics. Yeah, this guy always does this.
Wow.
Yeah, because your mic sends the bullshit. So it's like,
No.
this guy out.
See, this guy has he's caused me a lot of stress over the last 4 years. So it's about
Yeah,
time
all
I'm
of
an
us.
hour and 17
But he
minutes
also,
away.
I don't know, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, but he
Today.
also, as much as that's what I'm saying, as much as he causes stress, I think he gave us better moments than stressful moments, and we could all agree to that.
Not in the last 4 years.
I don't.
You
I
can
definitely
argue
don't
it.
agree.
You can argue it. You can
He was
argue it.
he was our player of the season for like, what was it, 4 out of 6 seasons or like 6? Like
He
it was
did.
crazy.
Yeah,
I think
bro.
Yeah.
recency bias is killing us. Like,
Anytime your
he's been-
goalkeeper, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, but anytime your goalkeeper is your player of the season, like that maybe speaks to the quality of the team more than.
That's,
100%,
but I mean,
but it
yeah,
wasn't
that's
his fault.
that's facts. The quality of the teams weren't good, but the fact that he was still like, there's some like performances. He was elite for a long time. I think because the way he's declined and the way the game has moved on from him, it's like I won't use an NBA analogy, but it's like a power forward in like in the 2000s, like that couldn't shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
now it's got to be a stretch
so
four. Stretch five now.
the game just moved on from him, and that's okay. But like, let's not act like bro wasn't number 1 or number 2 best keeper in the world at one point.
We
Like, was
argued
just
that. Yeah, you're
shit.
right. There was a
Yeah.
time where we sat here and I would say all of us here at some point said he's better than Neuer. Those 3 years where he was carrying us on his shoulders.
Crazy.
Listen, bro, I said
Better
it.
than Neuer.
Now that I look back at it and I was stupid. Don't get me wrong.
No,
I was making sure you just
He was
weren't
number
standing
2.
on that take. I was just
There
making
was
sure.
an argument
He was
back
number
then.
2.
No, but there was a
Yeah,
point though where he was one of the best
ownership.
keepers in the world.
100%.
He was one of the best keepers in the world.
But now
I'll never
we
forget that
can't
Arsenal game, bro. That 3-1, and then the game after against Spurs where he pulled off like 13
Yeah,
saves
bro.
or whatever it was.
One thing about
These
this
are the
sport
things
is
that I remember, bro.
this sport is a what have you done for me lately? That's sports.
Facts,
What has he done
facts,
for me
facts.
lately? Nothing, honestly.
But we
Yeah,
can-
we just got to
we
move
can-
on.
But we
No,
can
that's
also, if we're gonna look at that, what has he done for me lately? Who on that 11 has done anything for us lately? You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
Rashford first
That's a
season
fair
to
point.
finally show up.
That's a fair
Rashford
point.
first. He has been the most consistent Manchester United player since he joined the club. And let's be honest, with all the different signings that came in, the Lukaku's, the Pogbas. Zlatan gave us one good season, but like, are we really gonna count that? If he was there for 2-3 years, then I could speak upon that. But Di Maria's, we could talk about big names that stepped foot into that club and
Didn't do
what has
shit.
happened. If anything, I think he deserves all the respect he gets because I haven't seen a most consistent player in that team other than him. Granted, yeah, he had his fall off, but everybody in that team has that fall. It's a team. It's an 11 sport, and one reflects another. You know what I'm saying? And energy,
100%.
obviously, energy in the room, rubs on the next, on the third, on the fourth. So I personally don't mind him staying, but at the same time, I just think he doesn't fit the project that we're going with. I think we're moved. That's
Exactly.
old United vibes. Like, oh, let's just keep our old, legends happy, keep them paid. Like, I think we need to get over that. We're going in a different direction, and if he's trying to like be a rotational player and understanding his role, that's a whole different role. But even for a rotational player, I think that's a lot of bread for
Nah, he
200K is
should
too much.
go.
It
Well,
is.
that's-
200K is too much.
I
The
think
guy's
we're
getting
basically
married
just
this weekend, by the way, and we're talking here about his contract, and he's actually getting married this weekend, which is why we don't know what we're gonna do with him. Like, I feel bad
That's
for him.
crazy.
This
Telling
is
you
why,
they know,
like, back
bro.
to Saeed's
They
point,
know.
that like the send off just sucks. You know, he didn't give us 12 years just to stress about this on his wedding day. You know what I mean? You know,
Man.
popping champagne because he's gone is a little crazy to me. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro.
Alright.
If you guys know me on
Hey.
Twitter, bro, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
this
Greg
guy.
was in.
Hey, I'll be-
Greg was probably in diapers when De Gea was good, man. I
I was 13 years. I was
Man.
like 17 years old, and he was good, bro. But these
on,
last
man.
4 years, it all started.
No,
we should
he's
have never
been bad,
given him
bro.
the initial contract. When we gave him 375K a week, that was the first mistake.
That's too much
Nah,
revision.
Wait, everyone at the time said great move. Everyone.
That's
There was-
then.
there was-
Then
there was
they
no-
were in.
There was
That's
no
for
one
them.
who was arguing.
I was in the minority because paying a goalkeeper 400K a week, making him a top 3 player
He
played
was-
in the league.
At the
is
time,
crazy.
no one questioned it. At the
But
time,
that's
no
That's
one
fair enough,
questioned
but that's
That's
crazy.
the-
And I think
that's
we're
United
rectifying
culture
our
for you.
mistake now.
That's United culture for you. Alexis Sanchez, any player,
Yeah, bro.
Cavani, any player that comes in, we just throw the bag at.
it. But Sanchez didn't earn it.
250K weeks.
Sanchez
Nah,
Nah,
didn't
bro,
earn it.
yo, a goalkeeper. Think about this. A goalkeeper being your highest paid player is crazy to me.
But he was the
That should
best
be
keeper in
your
the league.
forward.
He was the best keeper in the league.
Nah, but no, you say that, but when we gave him the contract, he was coming off a poor year. That 18-19 season, it felt like he was making a mistake every single week. That's when the cliff started, and we gave him a contract
also
He's
true,
he-
yeah.
in the middle.
He's been poor for some time now, guys.
Yeah.
I think United fans, we have this thing where we hold on tightly to our players of yesteryear and when they were like, we just have to free ourselves from the chains of David De Gea.
I think we all agree on that, though. I think
Oh,
we
yeah,
all
that's
agree
what I
that he
agree
should
with
move
him. But at
on.
the same, you know, I definitely that was my point. He
Yeah.
doesn't fit the project that we're doing right now. You get what I'm saying? So it's time to move on. But it's at the same
Yeah.
time like we
Give
can't
him
put
his
the blame
respect,
on
yeah.
his fault. He's this, he's that.
Nah, it's not all his
Yeah,
fault.
yeah.
Nah, it's
No,
not-
we
it's not
all
his fault. Yeah, it's
listen.
not
We
his fault.
we all agreed. We were just arguing if he deserved a little bit more respect as he walks out or not. Like, are you
For
like,
sure.
saying
Yeah,
thank
for
you, De
sure.
Gea, or are you popping champagne because this guy's?
No, I'll say thank you, but I'm
I
also
just
popping
wanna say
champagne at
thank
the same time.
Yeah.
I'll do both at the same
Both
time.
things
You're not
come
popping
true.
champagne with
can't do
him.
that.
You're not popping champagne with him. You're not saying cheers to a successful career. You're saying
Exactly.
cheers because you're getting the hell out of here.
No, I'll
So-
say my thank you
That's what you're
first,
doing.
and then I'm popping the bottle. No, I do think he deserves like a testimonial for example.
You're gonna share with him on his way out. Just
Yeah,
See,
like-
that's what I'm saying. He's not doing that. He's lying.
He,
to us.
he deserves like a testimonial, for example. I think he deserves that.
Oh, of course.
Well,
Do you guys think?
Yeah,
Do you guys think
100%.
he's a club legend?
I think he is. Yeah,
I think.
I don't
he
think
is.
I
so.
think he is.
think he
I'm not
is.
gonna lie to you. I think he's a club legend.
most
think
clean
he is.
sheets, top 10 in
I think
appearances.
He's a
I
legend.
think
He's a legend. Absolutely.
he definitely
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Legend?
I'm gonna.
Yes, legend.
Keepers wise,
Absolutely.
keeper wise, who were our legends? Van der Sar and Schmeichel. Right?
Yeah.
We're not gonna count Barthez, we're not gonna count the Lingards, and no, we're not doing that. But we're gonna count, Barthez and Schmeichel. I think longevity wise, he definitely gave us more than both. Like Schmeichel did play for City, so then you got to erase that legend talk in general. You know what I mean? Like we can't let that.
Saeed, correct me if I'm wrong, but he dropped off too. Like it was just different because we were winning. Is that am I wrong about that? Like
You're right.
The thing with De Gea, he's just cursed by his age. If you drop De Gea into the 90s with all that talent, how do you think we're talking about?
I think if De Gea played in that team, let's be honest, the team was weak. The team was like, look at your back four. Look at our back four since Fergie left. And name me a time when that back four was ever solid. Like, come on, one time he was playing with Borthwick Jackson, Tyler Blackwood.
Schmeichel played with Bruce and Pallister. Schmeichel played with Bruce and Pallister. Then he went to play with Stam and Janssen. And then De Gea was playing with Smalling and Jones and Blake.
Yeah.
Some players I like, but it's just like, come on, like. He's a legend.
Talking Tyler Blackwood,
Blackwood is
Jackson.
crazy.
Come on, bro.
Like,
You
come on. The level
Patty
of talent is not
McNair.
even.
Remember that back three: Patty McNair, Blackett, Smalling.
Mateo Darmian, big up Mateo Darmian, though he was in the Champions League final, but still Mateo Darmian. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, bro?
Can I say something though? You can make a case that De Gea had as many bad years as he's had good years at Man
No,
United.
I could disagree.
There's a case to be made there because he's been bad for 4 years now, and he had 4 years at the
Actually,
top of
he's
his
onto
peak.
something. He's onto something.
Talk,
He's not.
talk,
He's
Michael,
not.
talk.
He was good from what? Let's say
More-
2014 to 2018. That was his peak, right?
You can't
Now
be
he's been
onto
bad
something.
since 2019, and we're in 2023. Because in 12-13, let's not forget, he got benched while we were winning the title.
He was bad in the first
He got
season.
benched, and he came in with weaknesses, that he hasn't fixed in a decade. For me,
We kept
the
bringing
Gibbs,
in Lingard.
But once
Lindegaard.
again,
He's
who
Sorry, go ahead.
who on that team was solid?
Yeah.
he was the best of a bad bunch. That doesn't make him a legend.
But that he when
That's a bar.
United last Fergie year, right? He was there. He was there on Fergie's last year. Nobody would have this David De Gea talk like, nah, that boy is golden. Because the team was solid. You're a reflection of who you play with. Come on, look at the back four. Our
Would
biggest.
you-
Okay, can I ask you this? Was the back four solid last year?
Yeah, it was.
I mean, towards the end of the season, no.
It was. It
Towards the
definitely
end-
was.
no. Towards the end of the season, no. Once Martinez and Varane both got injured, it's been a shit show, and we could all agree. Once those both
wouldn't
went
even
down,
say
look what
that,
happened.
But
but-
that was towards the very tail end of the year though.
But
This whole
that's-
year the back four has been pretty solid. You say Dallo
Yeah,
and Wan-Bissaka were the only two that
Yeah,
are kind
the
of
third
interchanging.
best defense in the league. Third best
And-
defense in the league.
And was
I
De
know,
Gea
but-
good this year?
He was good until the two got hurt, and then he had to get exposed.
You think he was good this year?
I thought beginning of the season he was
Indifferent for me. Indifferent. I'm just gonna get
What
rid of this super
different?
chat here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just gonna get some of these super chats here from Jim Jam Game says the lack of respect for De Gea is a disgrace. To see so-called Red celebrate is sickening. Yeah, Michael, that's you. He's
That's
been our
Mark
best player,
Goldbridge's
best
I-
burner
I give him-
account.
for
I agree.
12 years. Deserves
Jim
better.
Jam. Big up Jim
And,
Jam.
Yeah,
Oh, $20.
up,
Pick up the
HK
$20 right here.
yeah,
Damn.
man. Pick up HK
Big
Music, my
time.
guys. I'm counting down the days until Ten Hag or another manager's completely new 11. So no David De Gea, no Shaw, no Rashford, no Bruno, no players in the starting 11 who were here under Ollie.
gonna
That's
take a
when
while,
we
buddy.
will compete with
Nah, he's
Manchester
bugging.
City.
He's bugging with that case. He's bugging with that case. It's still going.
No, listen, he's serious,
$20
man.
to say that is
8
crazy.
Hell, man.
Hey, don't block Saeed's blessings, man.
Bro,
That's a fact.
Crazy.
Shit must
crazy.
be wrong.
Yeah, super
Jim-
chat.
Jim-
More super chats.
Yeah, Jim Game says he has been our number one during the hardest period of our lifetimes, and without him, we'd be in much worse position. He deserves a legend send off.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah, listen,
Hey, I want to answer CK's question though. Like,
Go on, go
I
on.
would say this season, like the issue with I think the biggest issue with De Gea is like there's not really an in between. Like it's either he's really, really, really good or he's miserable. Like there's no middle ground
Yeah.
anymore. Like there was a stretch when we had a really good run post the Liverpool game, I think. When we won 2-1, we went on a really good run, and then obviously at the end of the season we tailed. I thought for like that run where we were good, he was also good and making good saves. But like obviously the distribution was not where it's supposed to be, but the shot stopping was there. You know what I'm saying? So again,
Right.
indifferent. We just need a different profile of keeper. That doesn't mean that, I'm sure De Gea will go somewhere. If he goes to like, I don't know, Everton or something, hey, he might be good for them. I don't know. Like he might,
Saudi, man.
yeah, go make money.
Get
or
his
something.
bread. Go get your bread. Dip,
Yeah,
call it a
facts.
day. Go get your bread. Dip and call it a day. Onana, we talking Fabrizio Romano. Oh, that.
Yeah,
that was-
sorry,
that
one
was-
second. I'm gonna bring that up again. But yeah, Onana, for me, boys, let's start off with you, Cole. Onana, are you feeling him today? We got a report from the Inter CEO or Morata says here, Man United confirmed that to us that they're interested in Onana. We're waiting for official proposal next day. Then we will decide how to react after. There's a little bit of 50-50 on this one. A lot of people like him. I like him. For me, people are saying he's rash. People are saying Costa's better. What are you saying though? Like really? Like what are you saying?
No,
Check
I
Coke
think
in
it's
the comments, man.
yeah, I think it's great. I think either him or Costa. I personally would prefer Costa. I think a little bit more just because of the age. I think with Onana being 27, he's kind of at where he's going to be. I don't think he's going to improve much more, but I do think Costa, I think he's 23 right now. I think he has potential to grow a little bit more, and he's already pretty top in my opinion, but I think either one of them will completely, it can't be understated. Like they're almost playing a different sport, De Gea and Onana. Like in terms of like, I think some of the, top Reds, match going Reds might be in for a big shock.
Yeah.
Those first few games of the
Seriously.
season when you see Onana kind of almost coming into midfield at points, kind of playing. But I think Onana will be great. I think he'll completely transform the way we play, the way we can build up from the back, even his distribution into those zones that De Gea tried to pick out. Those not just straight to the back four, but into the second, third phase, kind of just picking out those passes more accurately, whether it be just a ping straight up the field or cross field balls. I think it'll be a complete transformation for us, and I think, hopefully we could just get it done quickly. I know with this club, man, that every transfer, even if it seems like a straightforward one, seems to be dragged out.
Yeah.
But I think
Bro,
Onana would be great.
Yeah. Anyone not rate him here? That might be easier. Anyone not rate him here? Like anyone on the panel not rate Onana?
Nah, he's quality. There's no. that would be a shock.
I like him more than Costa, if anything. For me, Costa is like I'm not into the hype yet. That's my thing. Like,
I think he had a rough World Cup, and I think that like brought him down a lot in the masses.
Yeah,
Onaна's just been proven. Like, we're talking. Forget. We're not going to talk leagues now because both playing leagues. I don't want to say farmers leagues, but they're not as like powerful leagues, right? Because Serie A hasn't been at peak. But granted, if you look at all, what was it, 3 trophies, European trophies this year, all 3 had Italian teams. So we got to big up Serie A for that. But other than that, I feel like Onana Champions League runs is really like he stands out the most. You know, like when you talk Inter, you think him. I think him. I think Lukaku. You know, I'm not going to think Dzeko and Darmian playing right back. Like, that's not popping to head. I'm thinking, okay, they got Onana, maybe Kalafangulo in the middle. Okay, they got something going, you know? So I think he's a great fit for what we need. And it's I don't think Costa, I just think, like he said, it's the young boy, so the hype is behind him right now. On some De Gea, when De Gea was young, the hype was behind him. I think we need a proven and keepers could play older. Like, remember how old was Van der Sar when we got Van der Sar?
32.
He was 8 like they. That man, they got longevity in what they do, you know?
Exactly.
Exactly. Omar, you said it perfectly, bro. Yeah. Because I'm going to agree with you because, like, this is why I agree with your take more than CK because, like, you actually want a goalkeeper because he's younger. I'm actually trying to avoid the younger one because I've seen De Gea when he was young and I don't want to go through these 1-2 years of trial and error. I want someone who already made these mistakes. And Onana was like that. I didn't used to rate him back then because he used to make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah,
but to be fair, if he didn't make these mistakes, he wouldn't be talked about right now. 27 is a perfect age for a goalkeeper because this is when you enter your prime. And you think he might not develop more than this because of his age? I actually argue that playing with better players and playing with better managers and in a better league will make him elevate his game. Because it's not like I'm dissing Inter Milan. Inter Milan is a good team. But he's going to come in, he's going to be playing with someone like Sancho, who's probably a better defender than anyone on.
They played with each other before.
Oh, there you go. I totally forgot that he already worked with this
and
manager.
with Ten Hag,
yeah,
exactly. So I feel like that automatically elevates his game. You know, it's like it's not only that we need him. I think he needs a big move too. So I'd much rather get a goalkeeper who's already been through that phase where he made his mistakes, like Costa's going through right now in that World Cup or whatever, and he comes in. And I want someone to stabilize that back four, where like when we get the ball, like everything is calm. We don't need Varane directing him like he does with De Gea. Oh, pass it here, pass it there. Don't go long. You know, being worried about like long balls coming in, so no one's sweeping. I want someone who has that courage is gonna come in, is gonna be like, don't worry, I got this on hold right here. I got this shit on lock. You guys worry about it up there.
I hear that for sure.
That's a big point.
100%.
That's a big point, man. I think the risk. Yeah, go on, Timmy.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say the CK touched it. I think for us, I think the type of signings we need to make are signings that like actually take our first 11 to another level. So we just signed Mason Mount, right? I don't think he takes us to another level, even though he's a good player. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he takes us to another level. But Onana literally changes the way we play. You know what I'm saying? So that would be an A+ signing. If we get him for 65 million or whatever.
Even less than that.
50.
Yeah.
50,
Is it 50? Is it 50? Okay, hey, say less. So that's even better. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a major upgrade. And again, I know we're far away from City in terms of our squad, but I think in terms of challenging, if we make the right signings this summer, I don't think it's like I think we finished on 75 points.
We finished on 75 points.
We finished on 70. If we get Onana, I think that's a couple more points right there. Seriously, that's how I view it. I view it like
the only problem with that though is we lost another couple of points by maybe other areas that other people have improved on. That's where I look at. It's almost if we get one side done and then we always lose out on us. We can't do everything together. That's the problem this year. But
I mean,
Onana is a big one. It's a big one for me.
I think we're actually personally, like, I think with because I'm gonna touch up on the Mason Mount situation since that's a transfer that we could all agree that's going through. I think that's big for us, man. More than I think Onana, as big as Onana, if anything, a little bigger.
Really?
Because if we literally look at that midfield three, and what happens is when you lost Ericsson this year and when you lost Casemiro on the suspensions, what we tend to go back to our roots, which is McFred and McTom.
Yeah.
And then that's when we lose those big points. You know what I mean? And I personally think everybody's just looking down at Mason Mount because of the season he had at Chelsea. But let's also be fair. There's a bunch of quality players at that club that all had a terrible season.
Yeah.
And
I think
you know what I'm saying? So I think he brings something, and he'll bring something to our wingers because we need is goals up top, you know, and we can't rely on one person just getting us goals anymore. So Rashford, Anthony, Sancho, that was supposed to be, you know, goal tallies, and that's what we lack most is up top. But we also lack a midfield that help create, because then there's games where everyone's like, oh, look at Bruno, he's shit, right? But as much as he's overhyped, at the same time, he has a lot on his plate, bro. He got to score, he got to assist, he got to create, he got to do this, he got to do that, especially when Eriksen is hurt. So I think Mason Mount brings you that modern day number 8, where he could play the ball moving forward, and he could also. A lot of people say there's no ball retention. I personally think he has great ball retention.
You lost me there, brother.
Yeah.
Let me. Can I want to real quick. I'll be quick on
there as well. He tried to do this in New York, and I was like, "What are you doing? What are you saying?"
You said he lost you on the ball retention part.
Yeah, I'll be real. Listen, he's a good player. I don't want to. We got a good player. I truly believe that. It's not even about that. For me, it's like It's again the profile of midfielder. Like, yes, he's an 8, but like at his best, when I was watching him for Chelsea, he played on the right or he played as a 10. You know what I'm saying? It was either one of these three midfielders, two of these three midfielders. It was Conte, Jorginho, Kovacic. So he had like that, you know, the Casemiro partner, for lack of a better term. He was always kind of playing higher up the pitch. You feel me? But like now it's like we're asking him to play next to Casemiro or play, you know, as a free 8 with Bruno, and that to me that's not good enough. He's not good enough to be in that role. You know what I'm saying? He's better when you ask him to work hard, be an engine on the right. You know what I'm saying? Cut in, all that good stuff, and then be an attacking threat. But we're gonna ask him to do a lot if we're telling him to be a free 8. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it.
I think actually, I mean, I do agree with you where I feel like I look at him as more of a floor raiser, not a ceiling raiser for our team. Like, he's going to bring, like, he is an improvement on Eriksen. He's a better player than Christian Eriksen.
That's a great take.
Like, and so
Wait, he's not a better player than Eriksen, bro.
Right now, yes, he is.
absolutely.
What are you talking about?
You guys genuinely think Mount is a better
Eriksen,
player than Eriksen?
the
2023.
Eriksen
Yes,
is
he
a
is.
baller.
Yeah, he's young.
he's a baller until he has to track back. And what is he good for?
Have you seen this guy run?
The difference between Mount and Eriksen off the ball will be, it's
Okay,
like
I can agree with that. I agree with that.
And a lot of people say Mount off the ball is his best attributes: leading the press, instant recovery situations, getting us organized, tracking back. That's probably one of the main reasons why Ten Hag wanted it.
And I literally covered it perfect.
Yeah.
You covered it perfect.
And
I mean, with Eriksen, it's just like, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but with Eriksen,
no, you're good.
Because a lot of people are looking Tottenham Eriksen. Like, we gotta move past that. Like, this season, he gave you good glimpses, but he's not. When we talk about, when I see players, I'm thinking of what City's doing. Like, this is what United, that's what we're used to doing. Winning doubles, winning triples. You know what I'm saying? Getting the treble. If anything, go for the quad. Like, that's the type of ball we need to play. With Eriksen, you're not getting that. With Eriksen, you're getting 60 minutes, and that's if so.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I mean,
Yeah. Nah, hey, this point
that's
here.
rotational vibes. That's rotational vibes.
This point here, though, is big up Tobes here, but he says he's a good player, though, but definitely not the type of midfielder you needed. This is basically
I've
it
heard
with
that
me.
a lot this last month. A lot of people
But
want
it's
this
true, though.
people want this deeper midfielder that can pick
Which
up
is what
the
we
ball,
need.
But that's not what Ten Hag wants to do, though. If you guys looked
Oh,
at
but
his Ajax
that's not what
side,
he wants, but what's what you need? We need it. You can
but
play
he's the
this
manager. Well, we need to get
That's
what
why he
wants
wanted
because
last
he's the one.
season, though.
he's
But
the-
that's why he's won
No,
last
he
season.
only wants Frank.
Yeah.
He wants
He
Frankie.
wanted that last season.
Yeah.
He wants Frankie. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
What is
Frankie
Yes,
is
Frankie's-
generational.
But
at,
Frankie's
like,
the only one of those caliber that he wants. If you
He's-
look at
he's
we haven't been
generational.
linked to a deeper midfielder. That's name is now Frankie de Jong because Ten Hag
Rabiot?
thinks that
Rabiot
Rabiot.
was one of them.
He's not a
Bro,
he's not
here-
first
he's not a
phase.
deeper midfielder.
He's not first
Yes,
phase.
he
No, but he
is.
wanted
Yes,
He
him
can
though.
play deeper, but he's not a Frankie that will pick up the ball and drive it
He's
Robin
not
will
as
play
good as
second.
Frankie, but he plays that. And this is the issue that I had with this signing. If you could get Frankie, but you get a different player who's the same profile, I understand what you're trying to do. If you're trying to buy a truck and you don't find a truck in the lot, and then you buy a sedan, I'm gonna be like, so why did you want a truck to begin with? Because you went for two different profiles. And that's my issue with this signing. We went from a deep lying midfielder that we tried to buy, we couldn't get him. We got Ericsson on a free, who's a similar to Frankie De Jong in terms of profile, not as good, but the same profile. And then a summer later, we're going for a final third player. This is why I don't understand it.
I
You
just
guys are hyping it
personally,
up, and I understand if this is your opinion, but just understand that we're gonna play this season. Going into this season, don't expect a lot of ball retention. Don't expect possession base. We're gonna be playing at a very high pace where we're gonna be losing the ball a lot. And this is one thing that people complained about last season is that we lose the ball a lot, especially away from home. And this is why we lost 4 to Brentford, we lost 7 to Liverpool, we lost 6 to City. We're shit at keeping the ball away from home. And what do? We go improve our counter attacking rather than trying to strengthen the style that we want to play, which was ball possession. And that's my only issue with
Yeah.
this.
I actually think,
That's
honestly,
facts.
in the games that we got dominated, I think off the ball might have been worse than on the ball in those games. Because there's a reason why we conceded that many goals. It's because we were absolutely.
It's
atrocious
both. I
off the
agree
ball.
with you.
But now,
I
like
just-
with Ten Hag, is he has two visions of what he wants his team to be. He could do the controller thing with Frankie, but he can't get Frankie because Frankie doesn't want to leave Catalonia. So he's gonna go with the last version of Ajax, which is his back four will be the build-up. They are the build-up. That is why we have Lissandro Martinez, who's one of the best. Luke Shaw, who's one of the best. Casemiro's not one of the best, but he could do a job. We're in for a right center back. If we don't get one this summer, I do expect next summer we're gonna get a right center back and a right back. I think that's the moves next summer. But he wants to build through his defense, and Mason Mount and Bruno are gonna be high up the pitch. They're gonna be like right behind the striker. That's gonna be
I
the
agree.
role. And Mason Mount on the half turn is one of the best. He's one of the best players on the half turn. This guy can get on the half turn and he's gonna carry that ball. My only issue with him is he has tunnel vision. He doesn't raise his head enough to pick out a final third player. But I'm hoping with a player like Marcus Rashford, who makes so many runs, that Mount will have the trust in him because at Chelsea he didn't have that. Who were his attackers? Mudryk, Pulisic, Havertz. You don't want to pass to those guys because they're not going to finish their dinner. Well, Marcus Rashford, he's going to have some more trust in him.
You know
so I'm
what?
hoping that he could do something
Yeah.
like that.
Before I get the comment here, big up to HK Mrs. Mount is better off the ball than Ericsson on the ball. Ericsson is better. Yeah. But the thing is, we need to combine the both two together. Like, why can't Man United find a combination
Thank
of
you.
both? If not, go and get a Caicedo. That's where, for me, I'll
what
go
I
with you,
wanted.
Cole. This is what we've done so many times, Cole, is we bought Mount, but we haven't bought someone to complement him. You know what I mean? We've always bought just one part of the
Yeah.
puzzle. And this is why, for me, Mount doesn't make sense on its own. You go bring Caicedo, you got the guy Amrabat, you've got even like I don't want to say even more the PSG guy that's gone over there. Apparently he's for sale right now. He's very, very technical on the ball. Who would you want to complement the midfield right now? Because you can't do it on his own, Casemiro, in the middle of the park.
Yeah, I mean, from the very beginning of the transfer window, I always wanted us to address the spine of the team, the build up, the first phase, because I think that was our biggest problem. I think we are addressing it, getting Onana, but I think we definitely still need a first phase midfielder. I think Caicedo would be great. I don't think it's achievable. I think he wants Chelsea, and Chelsea want him. So I think Chelsea, that's going to happen. And we've basically, with this Mount transfer, kind of basically funded that deal, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Our manager wanted Mount, and so we backed him. I think there are a few players that are kind of outside of what Manchester United would really go for. There's this player from Boca Juniors, Alan Varela. I'm not sure if you guys have heard about him or not, but
No, I've not heard of him.
cold.
he's brilliant player. He's first phase, deep lying midfielder, brilliant defensively, brilliant passing range. I think he's available for like 15 million right now. And again, it's not something that Manchester United would ever do because we're gonna try and splash on, probably I don't even know who else is available. Maybe like a Lavia or something, who I think is also a good player in the first phase, but he's young. I'm not sure if he would be able to just slot in at Old Trafford and just run the show and control the tempo. But I think this kid, Alan Varela, if you haven't, anyone in the chat, or if you guys haven't watched him, go watch a game. He's an unbelievable player, and he's cheap, super cheap.
Yeah, HKM says here, Barella or Manu Coley, I thought would be a perfect 8 to help us carry the ball up the pitch. Both better than Mount. Manu Coley is actually injured now, so we won't be able to get him. But Barella, you have to go in hard, man. They want at least 80 million, but I don't know. Maybe the
Yeah, they're
budget
not
ain't
letting him
it,
go.
guys.
They're not letting him
Sorry,
go.
they're
I
not
don't
letting
think
him
they're letting
go,
him
man.
go. No.
I do think though we do need a deep. Like I said, we obviously
I like
we do need a
Amrabat.
deeper midfielder. We do need to get another one. Like I don't think Mason Mount should be the only midfielder we get, and I hope
That's
it's not because then
ye-
that's bad planning. But we do need a deeper midfielder. But I think Ten Hag for right now in his starting squad, he's fine with a Mount, Casemiro, or Bruno midfield. But I would also like to have a deeper guy to kind of
yeah, that's the
develop. Like Alan Varela, like CK said, is a perfect answer. Or Andre from the Brazilian League. Go get a South
Perfect.
American midfielder that are perfect in the first phase. Like because Alan Varela is kind of like he's very similar to Enzo. I think he's a little better deeper than Enzo. I think Enzo is better as he gets forward. But those are the kind of players that Man United can get as a cheap second option with Mount, and then that's how you develop your midfield. And I'm fine with that. But will we do that? I don't know because we also don't have a striker right now. We're not linked to any strikers right now.
that's
I'm
that's
kind of
the
worried.
thing. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I
What do you do
honestly
though?
go ahead.
Because what do you do in terms of prioritizing, Temi? Would you
Mm.
rather go get one more midfielder knowing that you don't get a striker? Because that's what it looks like right now. We're prioritizing certain positions. Would you say to yourself, right, we've got a selection of midfielders. They might not be the right profile, but we don't have any front. I don't want to be here, Martial. I know there's a lot of Martial FCs in the chat, but I'm not here for another season of Martial up front. Like, I don't know if you're there, you're trying to smile for that, Temi. I don't know what you're saying.
Nah,
That
that's my that's my favorite player, but no, he's my favorite player, but no. But I would say if we're signing a striker, I don't want to sign a young striker. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? I think a striker is the priority, but it needs to be a world class Harry Kane level striker. Like I truly believe that. I don't see the point in buying. Well, I'm not saying buying a young striker wouldn't be good, but our issue is, clinicalness in the final third, like putting the ball in the back of the net, like someone who can link play consistently. You know what I mean? And Martial can do those things, but he just can't stay fit, so it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? There's not a point of talking
we need
about
also 20 30 goal seasons, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Need.
So I don't want to buy a project at striker. Like we need a no questions, no brainer. This guy's gonna come in and change the way we play up top. Like, and if we can't do that, I'd rather spend the money on a midfielder. A project. I'd spend money on a project midfielder because I think we have some vets. We have experienced midfielders now. Now maybe we could get a deep line midfielder like I love Romeo Lavia. I would have got Rabiot. I would have loved Rabiot to come to Manchester United, but that's a different story now. But yeah, if we can get Harry Kane, I would throw every single penny left we have in the transfer market on Harry Kane. Like that, it's that important to me. I think he would revolutionize us.
I agree.
But obviously, he wants to go with Hoyland. That's the main kind of target right now. Maybe he wants a younger team. He wants one for the future.
I
He wants
think
players
Kane
who can run.
Kane is his priority. We just won't negotiate with Spurs.
Yeah, I don't think he wants. I don't think
Negotiating
he
with
wants a
Levy
young
is
team.
almost impossible. Yeah, but here's the thing, Said. If we do go for a Hoyland, there's two routes for me. Either you go for a Kane and you're guaranteeing 25 goals a season to 30 goals a season, or you're getting a young striker, but you're getting at least two. We can't go with just a Hoyland or a Kulumawani. I think you need diversity. I want us to go back to these days where we didn't know who was going to be the second striker next to Robin Van Persie today. Is it going to be Welbeck? Is it going to be Chicharito? I need to see that. Like, I need to go back to that because these guys weren't good enough on their own, but they were like good as a mix. Obviously, I'm not including Van Persie. I mean, like the other names that I just listed. So if you have a diverse selection of forwards that you can pick from, since you couldn't get Kane, that is good enough for me because one of them is going to hit at least, But we can't not get Kane and just go for Hoyland because as much as he looks like an exciting young player, he's still a project. He's very raw. Like there's a lot in his game that needs to be improved. And people are going to get frustrated again when we have a young striker who's not banging 20 to 30 goals. And over on the other side of your city, you're going to see Haaland doing that and Kane and Spurs still doing that. People are going to get frustrated. So we can't put ourselves in that position again.
Yeah, that's true. HK Moose says Hoyland isn't ready. Martial will end up starting if we buy him. Colin
Facts.
Mwani or Ramos, Osimhen, and Kane are too expensive. Let's go with you, Cole. Striker right now. Who are you getting? If you're the director right now, who are you going to put your money on right now? Affordable, realistic as well.
Realistically, you lost me at realistic because I was going to say Kane, but I don't think that's realistic. We've already taken one, top player off a rival this summer. I don't think we're going to get two.
We didn't get
I don't think
Onana yet.
you think
I'm not
Inter's a
going with
rival?
that Mount. Yeah, I'm not going with that.
You
Mount
don't
top
think
player
Mount's a
thing.
top player?
No.
I mean, it's pretty mad that they lost Mount. I think for Chelsea it's a disaster. A boyhood. He's been at the club since he was 8 years old. Was their main player in a Champions League campaign. They couldn't agree to a deal and they had to sell him to us. I think that's a disaster for them. But anyways, I don't think Livy will sell Kane to us. I think if anything, it's going to be at the very end of the window where he's like either Kane has to demand a transfer basically, but I just don't think it's realistic to to want Kane. I do think Højlund I think he's brilliant. I do. I don't know if he's ready for this stage right now. But I think he's a brilliant player. His instincts in the box are a great finishing package. Pause. But I do think he's a brilliant player. I think Evan Ferguson is brilliant. I don't know. I don't think he's available this year. Maybe next year.
Nah, he just
But
signed
I
a new
think
deal.
just sign a new deal.
Sell him
Okay.
for
Is
120 million.
the Mehdi Tarami? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but is the Mehdi
Yeah,
Tarami?
you like him.
Bro, that's a glorified Weghorst. He a baller, but that's a
Nah, he
glorified
can score. He
Weghorst.
can finish
Yeah,
though.
no.
He can finish.
I think strikers are interesting. I agree with Temi honestly. If there's not I've been saying since the beginning, like we need a striker who's just guaranteed 20-25 goals a season, like just
I'm not saying I want him,
killer.
but I'm just saying like he's there, isn't it? He's just
He's a
there.
baller.
Like,
That's a
No,
glorified
I don't even want to.
Weghorst.
I don't even want to hear that name, bro. That's crazy.
Bro, he's 30 years old, isn't he?
That's
He plays for
crazy, bro.
Bro, man,
31, 31 now.
no, he's a
31.
baller. He's a
Are,
baller. He's
are
a
you guys
baller.
asking for 2025 league goals or all comps?
Honestly,
League.
No, league
I mean,
goals.
all
We're talking about
all
It's
comps.
very
comps.
hard to find a
Comps
striker
forward.
that's gonna get you 2025 league goals. There's
That's what
very,
I'm
Colomwani.
saying. We need a top.
Harry
Colomwani
Kane.
ain't getting you
Just killer.
2025 league goals, by the way.
He's
This
not
guy
getting-
barely
no,
scored
he
12
No,
in
but that's
the
why I
Bundesliga.
said,
He scored
bro.
14 in the Bundesliga last year. I think.
He's a
But
one
that's
and
why I
three
said you
striker.
need two.
Yeah.
That's why I said you need two players because you're not gonna have one good enough striker who's gonna play 90 minutes every game and is gonna bag for you unless you're
you
getting
gotta,
Kane. It's
Steph, you
Kane
know
or
what you gotta
two.
do? You know what you gotta do? And I might get a lot of heat for this. Free the boy. That's all I'm gonna say. It's free the boy. MG11, free the boy. Free the boy, bro.
Listen,
Free the boy. I might get heat.
obviously,
I know Saeed, you gotta free the
if you look
boy.
at it though, you know what it is though. With that situation, we're not going to hear from him for another 6 months anyway. Like he won't be fit
They
and ready
dragging it.
if
I
the
mean,
manager wants him for another 6 months
it
anyway.
looked
So
like he want. It looked like he want him. Oh, boy could score. Da, da, da. Boy could score. And if we look when he was on fire, that front three was on fire.
yeah.
Because
I think
he's
he was our
both-footed.
best finisher when
I
we
If
have
he's
had
no
him.
not in the
comments on
preseason
that.
squad, he ain't playing for us this year. I don't
He
think
should never play.
That's what I'm saying. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, no comments on that situation.
But you know what it is
It's,
though?
it's a tough
You know what it
situation.
is, though?
But
It just shows
we're
you
gonna have to
how
get into
desperate
it
it is.
anyways. You know, it's a topic
Yeah,
that
I'll
been
cross that
lurking
bridge
around.
when it gets there.
It's,
But
no,
you know
for
what it is,
part
though?
of it.
It just comes down to the situation of right now that we're desperate in it. Like the overriding feeling is that it's a desperate situation with this team in it. Every single player, there's a gaps in there. I'd say the back line, even for me, I'm not gonna lie to you, the centre back situation's not getting talked about enough as well. Because if Maguire leaves, you've
We're
got
fine. We're
Sancho
fine.
He
and
ain't
Varane.
leaving.
Varane
Yo,
for me.
that guy ain't
You
leaving,
guys are
by
not
the
going to be
way.
ready for Varane next season. Varane next season, I'm telling you now, yeah, he's not going to be reliable. He's going to get a lot of injuries, and you're not going to say, "Oh, what happened to Varane?"
We got
Bro,
Lindelof,
it's
man.
not-
We're good. We're good. We got
No,
Lindelof.
actually, on that
Lindelof, you
point,
know
the
what
fact
is
that we
Lindelof
didn't
here?
get Kim
Lindelof
Min
is
Jae
quality,
is a
bro.
disgrace. It's a disgrace that we didn't
Lindelof
get
is
that
quality,
guy.
bro.
With a release clause that
We'll
was
be
40
fine.
something. That
We'll
was
be fine.
very embarrassing that we didn't go for him. We should have got that guy
think
because
it's-
Said, you're right.
Who
That
did you
guy's
say?
gonna be injured a lot.
I think with Kim and Jay, I'm not losing any sleep over losing him because there's a lot of other players that we could go sign. Like we could go sign Todibo from Nice. But I'm fine with him. Todibo,
Kim and Jay is
Kim and Jay's top, by the way. I think
he's world class.
He's
world
an
class.
amazing, but I think the center back market, there's a lot of players available on the center back market that if you have good scouts, you can go get.
I think
Just from Portugal itself.
I'm on an island on this one. I think every Manchester United fan thinks we really need a center back, and I just don't think so.
I think we need to replace.
I
the
do
backup.
not think so.
We need to replace.
If we were to stack rank our center backs right now, actually, before I even start there,
We have only three.
hold up, let me land real
Go
quick.
ahead.
So
Go ahead.
let's just start with
Gotta
this
make
season.
sure.
Let's start with this season. We were very good defensively, despite all the De Gea mistakes. We were excellent defensively. Martinez got hurt. Varane got hurt. Our defense did not plummet. The reason we weren't winning games and we were struggling is because we weren't scoring goals. It had nothing to do with
fair.
it had nothing to do with our defense. Like obviously Martinez in the buildup is a huge plus. You know what I'm saying, offensively and all that stuff. But if we're just talking about what we did defensively. I think we're just fine. So let's go through our team. We have Martinez, Varane. I think both of them are top players. Then we have Lindelof. I think he's the most underrated center back in the league. That's just my humble opinion. Luke Shaw, when he came in at center back, I don't think he put in a bad performance at center back one time.
Oh, he did it. He played good.
I don't think he put in one. And
is Malacia good enough at left back?
Exactly. That's the issue.
I think Malacia can do a job if you ask him to do a job.
Nah,
you know what
bro,
I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying to you.
You know what I'm saying?
He was bad. He was bad, bro. A lot of people wanted him.
He's just inconsistent. He's inconsistent.
I think the Sevilla moment really messed up the perception of his season. But he was solid.
No.
He had a solid season.
He's inconsistent, which is fine. I'm not even being harsh on him because he's very young. He's just not what he's meant to be yet, which is why I don't want to be in another situation where I have to play Sean the center back, which I actually rate, but then I have to worry about our left back because our left back is not good enough. If we had a proper back, I'd be like, you know what? I get it, and I'm okay with it. But I don't trust Malacia yet.
I'm not too worried with
Shaw will only be playing center back if Lissandro's
exactly. It's an emergency thing. So if we got a center back, cool, but I don't think it makes our defense better.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make us.
No, I think you should only get a center. If Maguire leaves, if he somehow leaves, then you go get a center back. Otherwise,
you have
I would invest. I would get a young center back. I wouldn't spend.
That's why I said with Kim and Jay if Kim and Jay came, he was coming for a Ron spot. He would start.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's just preemptive,
but with
we
the
will
young center
need
back,
Ron replacement. So.
I'm fine. I'm fine with the young center
season.
back next summer, bro. Because there's a kid at Sporting, Diomande. I watched him against Arsenal in the Europa League. He was cold. Ignacio on the same team. Antonio Silva. There's plenty of center backs around the world. If you have good scouts, and I think next summer obviously we'll have more money available in our budget. You could go attack that position. I think this summer it's only if Maguire leaves, but he doesn't want to leave because he's collecting a nice little paycheck, and Southgate's going to start him no matter what.
Titty on it free.
So you know what trying to get him to. That's not
what.
Saeed, you heard all these names we dropped today? All these names that no one heard of, and people think, oh, those Americans don't know football. Go back to NBA. See, we're educating you guys.
They don't know, man. They don't know. HK Music is saying here, if we get a striker with 20 to 25 goals, Rashford goals go down, and when Rashford isn't scoring, he ain't playing well. We need a striker like Moani will assist as well as score. Moani for me for the right price. I'm with Moani for the right price, but
there is no.
I think for me, Moani would be probably more effective than Højlund in the Premier League because of the physical attributes, because of his PMP nature. I think he'll be more effective than Højlund.
Højlund had a lot of PMP, by the way. That kid is quick. That kid is quick. Højlund is quick. He's
He
rapid.
needs to work a lot on his finishing, bro.
The physical attributes of Kolo Muani to be adaptable in different positions, and also the physicality. I know he's quick, Højlund, but Kolo Muani would just thrive on this.
You know what?
He would.
I think Højlund has better movement than Kolo Muani. First of all, I think he's more of a natural nine. And I watched Kolo Muani against Greece, right? Because we had the Euro qualifiers and we played the nastiest low block. That dude had no idea how to solve a low block. He needs space to run in because and we saw it against Argentina where he had a lot of space. He's a good dual winner, but I think
he's a good dribbler too.
Yeah, he's a great dribbler. I think Højlund, he's a perfect number 9 for Ten Hag that would just move around in the box and
he poaches more.
He's a great poacher, and obviously he's still young, so he's gonna have to work on his finishing. But I think with him, if you give him like a Bruno to feast with Atalanta, he doesn't have a Bruno Fernandes to work with. There's no Alejandro Gomez there no more. There's no.
Which is why I keep saying, bro, we need different profiles because you just stated why you prefer one over the other. I say get both. Because we don't play a certain one.
Maybe if we get Qatar.
They're evaluating Kolo Muani at like 80 million euros. Like what? Like no.
Crazy.
No, hell no.
Well, let's do this.
Scored that goal.
Yeah, but all the numbers in the transfer market have been ridiculous too. You know,
they're ridiculous. Yeah.
There was one name that I wanted to go for that we were interested in, but Barca got him. Victor Roque from Brazil. I thought he would have been a perfect player, but Barca
we never got those South Americans anymore.
If Real Madrid or Barca go sniffing for them, it's a lost case.
Yeah, even Serie A team.
Bro, Brighton will snatch that up in a second.
Yeah,
Evan Ferguson though next year. So wait, that's the guy we're going for next year. We're dropping that 100 million next year.
Somebody
has there been a Brighton player who's like left Brighton and like actually done something? Like have we? That's the thing with Caicedo. I love Caicedo, but it's like I love Basuma. I love Basuma.
He's better than Basuma. He's better than Basuma for me.
I thought, but
21
again.
I mean, we're gonna find out this summer, right? With McAllister and
here's the thing.
Caicedo,
It's
so
like
we'll see.
it's like I think he'll go to Chelsea and do well, but it's like Brighton players. I think it's that like environment. It's like
I just think it's the system. They have such a good system there, and I feel like a lot of clubs that they're going to are trying to find the system. That's why I think Caicedo, maybe Poch could, because Poch is good with young players, but I just feel like Caicedo might join the Enzo Fernandez hype. You know what I mean? Because it's just he's so used to balling a certain way under
I like
deserving.
Enzo though. I like Enzo.
You know,
He's good.
no,
Enzo's
of course,
top.
but
I like Enzo as well.
everybody looks good in a good system. But once you bring them out that system, now you're gonna have to.
I think Caicedo will be good, but again, it's just like that Brighton tax that scares me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
So
I think this is their first. This is really
we
their.
would have got him for 5. We was about
This
to
is
get
like
him
their
for 5 in
first
2021.
big crop of players that are leaving, though. They haven't really had a good crop of players. Like Basuma, yeah, but Caicedo is much higher rated. McAllister is much higher rated.
Cucurella for 50. Cucurella
that was just Chelsea overspent. That was Chelsea overspending, though. Like,
Cucurella, yeah. But then they got that guy.
That's some American shit right there.
Yeah.
They know how to replace. Let me ask you a question, guys. And Staffy, I know you got to go soon as well. Big up to you. But I think for me, though, there's a question of we have to sell players. Like, are we in that situation now where we have to do uncomfortable sales? Like, is there anyone that you would say, like, there's a couple of people saying Sancho, get some money from him, you know? Amad Diallo, where does he fit in now? Is it, would you cash in on Amad Diallo? I don't know.
Keep them both.
He's not going to play.
Keep them.
We're not even good at selling, Saeed. We just sold 2 youngsters for a combined 1.6 million.
Iqbal was disrespectful.
Yeah, bro, I didn't understand it. Like, you want to develop him, keep him in the club, figure out a way to loan him, develop him. You know, we're not good at selling. People want to say sell Sancho. Listen, there's this narrative, Saeed, that everyone thinks I'm a Sancho fanboy and all that, and it's I just say it how it is, bro. It's like, listen, we could sell him. Go ahead. If you want to sell him, sell him. But you've seen how the market is. We're not getting a direct replacement that's gonna come in and play on the bench or whatever for a cheap price. Everyone, we just talked about the prices of all these players. 45 million. Go ahead, sell Sancho for 45 million, and you're not gonna get something with the same talent to work with for the same price.
His replacement's already here, though.
No, don't talk to me. No, Garnacho plays on the left.
Bro, the replacement's already here. Is Garnacho, Rashford, Garnacho off the left. There's your left wingers on the right.
About the right side. I thought you was gonna say Amad Diallo on the right.
That's on the right, though. We got that could
I'm
be
not
his
talking about
too.
Sancho on the
Which
left.
one you want?
I'm talking about Sancho on the right because we're
I'd
good
rather
on the left.
I'd rather have Ahmad. No offense.
So the guy goes to Sunderland for a season, and we already want him starting in the Premier League.
Oh,
this
man.
is what I
understand. This is the thing, man. He had to let the young kid.
I'll tell you guys something. One more thing before I go, because like if Sancho goes, my next guy is gonna be Amad Diallo, because those are my type of ballers, anyways. So it's like I'm replacing one with the other. I like both. Both of them are my sons. But the thing is, I just don't want Sancho gone, and then we're relying on a guy who just had a great season in Sunderland, and we're expecting him to be a world beater. This is what we always do with our players. We did that with Januzaj. We did that with so many players in the past, and then we wonder why they fell. Why not keep them both? Because yes, Sancho hasn't been doing well. I agree with that. And if we leave it, if you tell me Sancho's leaving, but we're getting someone who's world class and is going to start right away, I'd be like, bun it, bye Sancho. I don't care. But that's not what's going to happen. So why not give him a second year? Still work on developing him, because we know the talent is there. We just can't get it out of him. So it's like work with him again and still keep him at Diallo, because there's no point of just getting. There's no point of getting rid of one or the other.
What about Anthony?
Yeah, listen.
But listen, guys, I'm gonna go. Thank you for having me on the show, Saeed. Everyone who I'm just meeting for the first time, thank you guys. Habibi, bro. Nice meeting you guys. I'll see you guys in the chat, and I'm looking forward to next week, bro.
Yep, love.
Come on, bro, love, man, always.
Peace.
But again, it's one of them, innit? Like, Cole, like, what do you do? Because we can't really sell well, you know. So, player sales, like, who wants them for what price? You're gonna have to like cut a loss, big losses, isn't it?
No, that's one thing you have to commend Chelsea for, is their business is top.
Yeah.
They've already made 200 something million in the first month of the transfer window. I mean, if we made that, we could. I mean,
Saudi extortion.
Yeah, but I mean, I made a whole video on Sancho, and I think my main point was just like, I don't really see, excuse me, from a mentality standpoint, that he's ever going to be a great player. Like, I just feel like it's not.
I think he needs one more season.
Not there for him.
I think one more season.
That's fair. But I think we've done this so many times where it's like we hold on to players and it's like, oh, we can't sell him for 45 now. And then he has a couple more poor seasons, and then we end up selling him for like 20 or like we can't even sell him. And so I think for me, I don't necessarily see it with Sancho, but we do need to somehow offload some players because we need more. We need to buy more players.
If a 50 mil bid came in for Sancho right now, you guys saying it?
No.
No, I want
I
as
think
close to
Sancho,
what we bought him for.
Sancho, bro, I'm
bro.
telling you, Sancho.
Or
you
we
gotta
cannot
look
get
No.
70 mil back for Jadon Sancho.
We're not. Yeah, we're not recouping.
We're never
our-
getting
we're not
70 mil.
recouping
Okay,
our
how about
50.
this? In my head, we're gonna have new owners in a year. Let's just say a year. For that reason alone, I keep him and then see what happens. And then
I just personally think he
You know what
gonna
I mean?
show up. He gonna show up. It's just it's his
Yeah,
first year under Ten Hag.
What if it's
Getting
not the right
accustomed to his
manager?
style ball.
What if it's not this
Yeah.
manager that can sort him out? Like this manager might not be his
I
kind
think,
of.
yeah. I think he has
I
the
don't
right.
think this manager can get the best out of him because the
Who
way
can
we
sort him
play
out
is
then? I'm trying to
transition
figure-
football.
I think the issue is for me personally, it's like the manager bought a player in his best position. Like his marquee signing last season was Anthony.
Crazy.
Right? And Jadon Sancho is in my opinion, he's at his best when he's on the right. Like that's just I don't get this whole he's a left winger thing. I think he's way better on the right than he is on the left. And that's the real issue. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the hugest fan of Anthony. You know what I'm saying? I think that the best version I've seen of Jadon Sancho is way better than the best version I've seen of Anthony. Like even, you know what I'm saying? Like I just don't see it. I just don't see it with Anthony, but he could prove me wrong. But yeah, again, I would give Sancho another chance because I do think he's that good. Like I do think he's that. And I think if he leaves and goes to another club, he would prove that. Like that's just I would have that FOMO bias of like, okay, let's say we sell him for 40 million. He goes to, I don't know. He goes back to Germany or he goes to some club in Italy. He just rips it up. And he's just like, I knew it. I just knew it. I just see that happening. That's just personally me, but
I think he would be great in like the Jack Grealish at Man City role, just like keeping the ball, just
exactly
cutting inside, drawing fouls, like that type of stuff. But at Man U, I think he could succeed somewhere else, but I just don't know if it's going to happen for him at Manchester United.
Facts, 100%. It's one of them. It's a sad reality. HKM says Ten Hag system is not what I thought it would be. We ain't playing possession football like I thought. I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought it would be a hybrid. I thought it would be a little bit of Klopp, a little bit of Guardiola, but it seems to be a lot of counter attack, a lot of.
We don't have the players. We don't have the players to play his system yet.
Yeah, too early to judge.
I thought we were seeing it.
Place,
I thought we were seeing it basically. Personally, towards the last maybe month and a half of the season, I thought we were seeing more of his style of play. Personally, I thought I was seeing like I said, the advanced eights, Eriksen and Bruno were much higher than they were in the beginning of the season. I think Casemiro was playing much more as a lone six. I was seeing Shaw inverting much more than he was in the beginning of the season. Obviously, he didn't have Wan-Bissaka inverting as much because Wan-Bissaka, that's not his niche in a sense. But I thought we were seeing it more towards the end of the season. That's why I think, and especially with Onana, if you do get that goalkeeper, you're gonna see him much more because that line is gonna get pushed up. And like I see people like making the dream 11s. I'm seeing Onana a little too back. This guy's gonna be a midfielder. He's gonna let Casemiro live his dream of being a striker. I'm telling you, Casemiro's gonna start making runs. Like you remember that goal against Bournemouth where he scored like that scissor kick? That's what this guy's gonna be doing. Yeah.
Let me just explain that this is Zayn Miyasi.
Oh, yeah.
He's he's always on the shisha pipes. He's always, you know what I mean, a bit crazy. He's saying here Pepe was better than Sancho.
That's a crazy take, bro. That's crazy. Like, do y'all remember how good Jadon was at Dortmund, bro? I think people forget, like, he was crazy.
He was him. We're talking
like what?
Yo, I'm telling you, it's what you got to understand. He came at a point, and then you had the Ronaldo saga after Ronaldo only getting out, and then the Ranić craziness, and then obviously that takes a toll mentally. So then for the team to break in, then he had to take his time off under Ten Hag. Ten Hag was like, yo, go to Holland and go get some work, come back. You know what I'm saying? So I just think one more season. Now you know what the coach wants. You know how the coach plays already off one more season. And then you just, if he can't adapt to this season, that's when the transfers have to come in. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, it's time for him to move on. But personally, I think he's going to come big. Because there's games where we've seen glimpses, like, which game was it that when Ten Hag played him as the 10? It was massive. You get what I'm saying?
Was it Leeds?
Everton too.
Everton?
I think there was a couple games where he was throwing him, and then that was your Sancho playing the 10.
Leicester, I think he put off.
And he looked really good.
Leicester, that's why I might.
Yeah,
but there's some games
when everything.
You know, there's games where he plays on the because it's the problem is I think him and Anthony, like Anthony always, you know what he's gonna do, cut in because his right is terrible, but he has to kick with his left, right? And then the same thing with Sancho. He's just, not good with his left. He's gonna have to cut in to play with his right. So it's like you're putting them both in positions that they usually. Well, I'm in Sancho's predicament. He was never one. His best at Dortmund, he was playing the right.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
it's just
Um,
to go
pe-
ahead though.
Players that are not going to be here next season will be Marcel Sabitzer and Weghorst.
They get
Marcel Sabitzer,
producers.
I don't know. Did anyone think that he would make it? Like, be
I
honest, like,
like
did
him
anyone
though. I
think?
like him though. Good work rate. Big Sevilla game. He showed up. Um, but I didn't think he was a game changer, and we need game changers. Weghorst, let's not talk about that. Boy was a horse though. We got to give Weghorst a horse. Like, he
Yeah.
was a horse. He was a horse. But like, there was times where, but we expected that from him. You get what I'm saying? So like, I didn't expect a 10 goal. Get us 10 goals once you come in. He had a good game against Holland. Probably
Can I get
put him up
one?
a little bit.
Can I get one goal?
Yeah, hit, bro. Remember when he scored the fourth goal in the? Remember that?
This guy
Remember that
started
when he
crying on the pitch
celebrated?
now, man. This guy started
Bro, I'm
crying
like,
on the
bro,
pitch,
come on, bro.
Who scores on
That was the
team,
moment I
though?
was like, he's got to go, bro. He's got to go. Like,
Y'all,
once
y'all
he got
thought I was
goal-
bad with the hair? I had a calendar on my phone counting down when this guy was leaving my club. This guy was he's generally
He
one of
honestly might be
the
the
worst
worst
forwards.
players.
He's
Might
one of
be
the
the
worst
worst
forwards
forward
I've
ever
ever
played.
seen at Man United.
Yeah, Igalo was way better. Igalo was way better.
Igalo had some
Igalo
tech
was
to him, bro. I saw him do like a couple nice little skills. Imagine
Yeah,
trying to see
Igalo
Weghorst
was
trying to do a
nice.
keepy up.
That's my guy.
He was a
my dream
workhorse
brother.
though. Your boy would be playing center back at one point. You know what I
Well, you
mean?
know
So
what's
you gotta
crazy?
get-
It's like
Yeah.
Weghorst was pretty terrible, but I'll say against Barcelona, he was actually really important for us tactically. Like, I'm not
He
gonna lie.
played a
Like,
10. He played a 10.
I think he actually that we needed that. We needed a
I don't know
fucking
about
crazy.
not the Old Trafford game. The Old Trafford game, he was horrible.
No, the Barcelona game.
Yeah, it was
the
awful.
Camp Nou
Yeah,
game. The
Camp
Camp
Nou
Nou
so
game.
weird.
Yeah,
Camp Nou,
that game
yeah.
was
mentality.
crazy.
That was a crazy game, man. Like I can't even believe it. I
Yeah.
can't even believe that.
That's
game.
when I
Weghorst
clocked
at
Ten Hag
the
might be a
10.
maniac. That's when I clocked Ten Hag might be a maniac. This guy
I was
pulled up
like,
to Spain with
Weghorst
Weghorst.
Put Weghorst in the
That's
10.
crazy.
Insane. And it
Yeah,
worked.
man, that was it was an interesting
Bro.
season.
Xavi has to say that Arteta let the butcher go as his real target was Timber. When he partners Saliba, they will have Varane and the butcher in his pocket. How are you going to score against us?
Timber and
listen,
Saliba both going to
he's
play on the
not-
right.
Right, I was about to say what?
Oh man.
Same way we scored against you all
Same
3 times
Yasin,
this year
man.
with Marcus Rashford. That's the same way we scored against him all time this year.
Bro,
Yes.
it's crazy, man. But
Easy
listen, I think
kind of technical
overall,
football.
yeah, it's crazy. But overall, like I said, we just got to wait now, see what happens. David De Gea's contract runs out in 20 minutes. So, and obviously
20 minutes is
Onana, and then
crazy.
that's it, really. I think we might get, I don't know, it's kind of scary what we get after that, I don't see us getting linked with any players. Hoyland, maybe. But other
We'll
than
get
that, I
like
think
four.
that
We'll
might
get
be
we'll
us.
get like 4 signings. We'll get like 4 signings through the door. I'm
It's,
sure. About
it's interesting because now
Yeah.
like the new FFP season kicks in tomorrow. That's when that's when the
people
books get
start bidding.
rebalanced and everything. So I don't know if we'll have more money or less money available. I don't really know about football economics like that, but I just know that there's like something happening tomorrow in terms of like the books getting rebalanced.
Right now, though, you still believe United can make top 4? Does anyone
Absolutely.
think
Well,
that?
it's top 5 now.
Absolutely.
Let's not forget
Absolutely.
this. It's top 5 now. The
Is it?
UCL format changes next
Yeah,
season, so it's
yeah.
the five
Oh,
best teams
yeah.
in England get.
Wow.
Well, that's
Oh,
the year
yeah.
after. That's the year after.
No, but
Yeah,
that
is
kicks in 2020. The UCL new format starts 24-25, and this year is 23-24.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the
So-
top 5 again.
Season.
Oh
yeah.
wow. So we got. Dang, that's crazy. That's not that
I don't
hard.
know
The
if I
media,
like-
the media
I
hasn't
don't know if
talked
I
about
like
it
that.
that much. I don't get
I
why.
don't know if
now.
I like that, but hey, I'll take
They
it.
deserve it. They deserve it. Because look at the top 5. I mean, Liverpool almost had us. Sometimes it's always very close, and it's kind of like ass. When you're like, oh man, like I got.
Then I can't get my jokes off.
Point.
I know, man.
I need to get.
I mean, well, you
jokes
can still
off.
get the jokes off because now you just say, man, you didn't make the top 5, bro. Like that's crazy.
Now you're getting flipped, but
That's
to be honest,
crazy.
The top seven is crazy right now. The top 7 is crazy. So it's kind of like
Crazy.
the Prem is really looking like a super league. But I think we could leave with a trophy this year for sure, especially if he gets the signings that he wants, like the signings that he wants and the signings that he gets. I think because we were in great trajectory, man. Like last season, we was looking fire from all different aspects. So personally, you get a healthier team, you get rid of the dead wood, put in other replacements, and we good to fly.
Yeah, I think we'll get second or third. One of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
For me,
see.
Get a
it's
nice
gonna clean up
UCL
that.
run. Get a nice UCL run when they have
Yeah,
to
Yeah, hey, don't sleep on the
UCL,
UCL
man.
run.
That's what I'm
Don't
looking
sleep,
for. I'm
Don't
trying to
sleep on
see
the
what we do in
UCL run
UCL.
this season, man.
I
I'm
need to
trying
get
to
us
see
like
what we do on
semis, like court semis would
Yeah.
be like some
I
just
think
crazy
the
Champions League
UCL
night.
is. I think Ten Hag's gonna be like, listen, I'm not winning the league this season, man. I think he knows that. He knows in the back of his mind right now he's not winning the league. Like,
We're
but
not
that
there.
Champions League, That
That's
Champions
heavy.
League, that
Hey, man,
honestly,
if AC Milan can make the semifinals this season with that horrible
man.
squad, we could do something.
AC Milan made
It's
the
wide
semifinal
open,
with
bro.
a very
Only
mid
Man
squad.
City is the only like really elite team in Europe. That's pretty much
No,
it.
but
Everyone else
every
is
team.
team.
Let's talk. Every team is strengthening. If you look at it, if you look at Liverpool this season, they got 2 great signings. They getting how do you say his name? Sabitzer?
Sabazlai or whatever.
Sabazlai.
And they got McAllister, bro. They really strengthening.
We'll
the
see.
whole
We'll
midfield.
Still got Fabinho back there.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
but-
see.
Yeah,
too much.
exactly. Still
I'm
got
seeing too
Fabinho
much gas
there,
on his
man.
off. Yo, I'm seeing too much gas on his offense line. Like I'm sorry.
That's because
Yeah.
he has PMP. He has
He's
PMP
good.
and ball striking, bro. He has
Yeah,
PMP and ball
so-
striking.
He's
okay.
good, but like
He's
they paid
okay.
70 mil for
Bro,
him.
if he was linked for United, you gonna be hyped. Stop it.
No,
I mean, I think we
Yeah,
got
yeah.
I'd be like, cool.
we got a better player in Mason Mount.
70 is kind of crazy.
We got Mason Mount. We got
70
let's-
mil,
him
bro?
and Mason Mount are
That's
similar,
crazy.
and I think Mason Mount's a better player than him. personally.
70 mil is crazy.
But that's the everything is crazy. Saicedo for 80 mil. Come on. Like, what we doing?
I mean, at least
more
there's
than that,
there's
bro.
some level of
I
like,
mean, 100.
yeah, man. I think Caicedo for 80, I can understand that. There's a world where I
Declan
can
Rice is going for
understand
105.
that. Yeah, like
Declan
Declan
Rice is
going for
cold, bro.
105
He's world
million
Yeah,
pounds.
but Deckers is 21 captaining West Ham. You know, and you see what he did national team wise. Like, he's a baller. Deckers is a baller.
No, he's
I'm not
nice,
saying
but that's a
I'm
lot
not
of
saying
money for a
Saicedo's not a
DM.
baller, but like,
No midfielder should be going for triple digits. Let's just put it that way.
Nah, never.
I don't know. I think there's some. I think midfielders can go for triple digits. I just don't think a player of the profile of like Declan Rice should be going for that money. Like Jude Bellingham going for 100. I get it. You know, he's 19. His
Jude, I get it because Jude might get you like 20 goals
Yeah.
and assists in a season.
Yeah,
so I
like
get
even
that.
Chouameni was a lot. I think he was 100, right? I think that's a lot, but he's gonna come good. He's gonna be a key player for them. So like,
baller. He's a baller. He's a
yeah,
baller. You
it's
seen him in
just
the
like
World Cup.
Declan
You seen him in the
Rice,
World Cup.
105. Like that's
So, but
wild.
Crazy,
if
crazy.
if Tuchemeni could go for 100 though, Declan could go for 100.
That's true.
No,
That's a
no,
fair
no.
English tax.
Yes, the
Adding
English
English
tax.
English
It's
tax
the
too,
English
that's
tax,
true.
man.
Even
Oh, so
Americans
what?
know.
The League One. Tax
Even
is
Americans
crazy.
know, guys.
English tax is crazy. Chouameni is like a two.
Listen,
They're
let's
like,
hold on a minute. Imagine there was American tax, because every time I go to your New York, the amount of tax I was paying for just a simple drink, you know, you're paying on counter. Forget the
Yeah.
English
And then
tax.
we
What
sit in
about
the paychecks
American
over
tax?
here. If you get a paycheck, you see all the tax they take off your paycheck. It's crazy. Over
Oh,
here,
listen,
Crazy.
American tax, man.
Yeah, the
Flipping hell.
Boston
But
Tea
listen,
Party.
guys.
Boston Tea Party.
gotta hide your money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it, man. But guys, we're gonna wrap it up here, man. It's been a sick episode, first
Awesome,
episode of
bro.
the American Talks. It's normally going to be on a Thursday, 10 p.m. UK time. I think that's where is that in your time, Cole? 10 p.m. UK time.
That's 2 on the West Coast here, so we're 8 hours behind them. If you're on the East Coast,
2 on the
it'll be
West
5,
Coast.
yeah.
Yeah,
Griggs is 5. Malak Omar 5. And tell me what time is yours?
yeah, it's 5. It's 5.
5. Then there you go, man. So people, this is the times we got here. But American Talk's been sick, it's been lit. But we're gonna do it on Thursdays at 10 p.m. UK time. Listen, Cole, let them know where they can find you. I'll put all your links in the description below, but let them know what you do again. Like I said to you, man. Big up for you coming on, man. First debut,
Yeah,
solid
yeah.
debut.
Appreciate you. Yeah, thanks for having me on. You can find me Twitter, State of Footy, and then TikTok, State of Footy as well.
There you go, people. Make sure you go follow him, people. Michael Briggs, what are you telling me?
Yeah, my Twitter's on the left, Michael Griggs _26, where you could just go get in my quote tweets and just like rattle me or something like that because God forbid. Yeah, I've been good for like the last week. I haven't gone on Twitter that much because Man United fans piss me off, so I'm not going on there. I'm trying to stay off my negative vibes. It's the summer. It's nice out. Well, it's not really nice outside with this air, but it's summer. I'm trying to go outside and enjoy it. And then my YouTube Griggs Talks, I'm restarting that next week for United content, other European football content. So yeah, make sure you guys are on the lookout for that.
Absolutely, man. Big up to you, man. Temmie, it's been a solid debut for yourself, man. Big up to you, bro.
Yeah, appreciate the love, y'all. You can find me on Twitter and TikTok at WavyTemmie_. Again at WavyTemmie_. My YouTube is on hiatus right now, but if you want to search that, it's the Wavy Baller Hub. But very soon I'll be coming back out with the Twitch and YouTube, so just be on the lookout.
There you go, man. This is funny. This Cole, aka Javi Simmons. You know what?
I've been getting that a lot.
I've seen that a lot.
I've been getting that a lot.
Hey, that's racist, bro. That's racist.
I can't tell if it's racism or I don't know.
That's racist, bro.
I see it
know,
OD. I ain't gonna
crazy.
hold you. I see it OD, but you know.
People
Yeah,
say
that's
see it,
hilarious. I
and
saw
it's
that.
like,
I saw
don't
that, and I
know.
literally just started laughing, bro. Like I just didn't want to say anything.
Hey, top player though. I'll take it.
Hey, he's
Top
quality.
Player,
He's
man. We could do with him at
man.
United.
Yeah,
Release
man.
clause. Release clause. Release clause.
Yeah. Big up Omar as well, man. Love for coming
Yeah,
on,
big
man.
up, y'all. Thank you guys for having me. It was a pleasure meeting you boys. Of course,
You
Footy
already know.
Fanatics FC. That's the YouTube. That's the Instagram. I'm also on the underscore Oski, OSSK. Tune in, tune in. You know what I mean?
Big
We
up,
get
man.
to
Make
it.
sure you go following people, man. Big up to everybody who's been here. Like I said, man, make sure you like the video. It don't cost you anything, people, man. So just like the video on your way out. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with another video, people. We're out. Big.